Sound check, reset, testing, check, mic check, sound check. Um, Pwede din magsalita din. So, I'll see. The Philippines has breached the 12,000 mark in new COVID-19 cases for the second straight day. The government will be issuing yellow cards to OFWs bound for Hong Kong as authorities in the financial hub refuse to honor vaccine cards issued by the Philippines LGUs. Pregnant women have been added to the A3 priority list following a recommendation by the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Some senators are once again calling for the resignation of Health Undersecretary Francisco Duque III, this time around over the failure of the Department of Health to manage some 67 billion pesos in pandemic funds. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. Pediatric infectious disease experts warn that COVID-19 cases among children could be underreported because many of them do not manifest symptoms. Despite this, um, Despite this, they are still keen, or they are still not keen, rather, on vaccinating minors just yet. Greg Gregorio will tell us why.
Infectious diseases experts have expressed concern about the possible underreporting of COVID-19 cases among children. They note that not all minors who manifest COVID symptoms are getting tested.
We really don't routinely test children, okay, who present to us with mild respiratory symptoms. More kung asymptomatic sila, we really don't. Even in families right now, we're seeing family clustering, di ba, of COVID disease. What do we do? Ang ginagawa, di ba, we do contact tracing and then we quarantine them. But if they remain asymptomatic, most of them hindi na natetest eh.
As of August 7, more than 176,000 COVID-19 cases have been reported among those aged 0 to 19. But Philippine Pediatric Society fellow Dr. Maria Carmela Casala fears that this does not show the entire COVID picture in the said age group.
The statistics that are being presented, as you have mentioned, Mian, are all hospitalized statistics. No, we are not getting the real picture as to the milder versions of COVID-19.
For its part, the Pediatric Infectious Diseases Society of the Philippines says that parents should not be complacent, despite the low number of severe COVID-19 cases being observed in children.
The kids do not get as severely ill as the adults, no? But those children with comorbidities are the ones who, are at risk, some of them eventually, to go up to heaven.
Despite these, pediatric infectious disease experts still do not recommend vaccinating children against COVID-19 as of yet, due to the safety and supply concerns.
The priority is to vaccinate the older age groups who are more vulnerable and the people at high risk for acquiring infection, as they, in all likelihood, are the primary sources of infection for our children.
Out of the 8 vaccine brands with an emergency use authorization in the Philippines, only Pfizer can be given for those aged 12 and up. Sinovac still has an ongoing clinical trial for the use of its jabs on kids aged 3 and up. For News 5, Greg Gregorio We are One News.
Meanwhile, the government will issue so-called yellow cards to OFWs as a temporary replacement for vaccine certificates. This came amid Hong Kong's refusal to recognize vaccine cards issued by Philippine LGUs. Speaking to the Chief's Cabinet Secretary, Carlo Nagales said that the Bureau of Quarantine will be issuing the cards. He noted that these were given to OFWs during the polio outbreak so that they could travel abroad without any problem. When asked about what's causing the holdup in the development of database and issuance of unified vaccine certificates, Nograles said the limited regional presence of the Information and Communications Department could be one factor. He also urged LGUs to speed up in uploading their vaccine data.
I think with everything that is overwhelming the LGUs already, we just need to nudge them some more. We just need really the commitment of the LGUs to really push for this, yung pag-upload.
The Health Department has reported 177 additional Delta variant cases on Thursday. 144 of which are local cases. 3 are returning overseas Filipinos and 30 are still being verified. 90 of the local cases were detected in NCR, 25 in Calabarzon, 16 in Region 2, while 8 are in Region 1, 2 each in CAR and Region 6, and 1 in Region 11. Meanwhile, the DOH recorded over 12,400 new COVID-19 infections today, bringing the total caseload to 1,700,000. Active cases have reached 87,600. 165 more COVID-related deaths were reported in the past 24 hours, pushing the death toll to 29,500. Total recoveries now stand at 1,583,000, with 6,000 new survivors logged in the past 24 hours. The DOH says that 22.5% of the 57,000 people who were tested for COVID-19 rendered positive results. This means that 1 out of 5 people who underwent RT-PCR testing in the health department's Thursday bulletin has the virus. Now, some senators are once again urging Health Secretary Francisco Duque III to resign. This came after the Commission on Audit flagged deficiencies in the agency's spending of some 67 billion in pandemic funds. Senator Rizon Tiveros accused Duque of dropping the ball in his agency of depriving Filipinos of healthcare services. Duque was also hit by Senator Panfilo Lacson, who said the health official did not even do his research on a DOH supply chain. Senator Grace Poe filed a resolution calling on the upper chamber to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the matter. Duque previously said that all funds flagged by the COA were not mishandled and had been spent for test kits, PPEs, and worker benefits. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Stores of medical supplies in Bambang, Manila are running low on oxygen tanks. But both the health and trade departments have assured the public that there is no shortage of oxygen tanks in the country amid the threat of the Delta variant. Ryan Ang has the story.
Supplies of oxygen tanks in some stores in Bangbang, Manila have been running low since the two-week ECQ period started. Many of them only have portable oxygen tanks in their inventories at the moment that cost 3,000 to 5,000 pesos depending on size. The stores, though, still offer oxygen tank refills at 300 to 700 pesos. Some stores are offering alternatives, such as a canister which is being used by athletes in times of emergency. They also offer oxygen concentrators, which are operated by electricity and can produce oxygen by using water. However, a doctor's recommendation and a backup oxygen tank are needed to be able to purchase this.
Hindi po lahat pwedeng gumamit ng oxygen concentrator. Dapat po may advice po kayo ng doktor. Sa oxygen tank kasi is 100% nilalabas na. Sa machine po kasi mga 93% lang po. So hindi po siya talaga totally sa lahat ng patient pwede. By liter kasi siya, sir.
Sellers say that heavy-duty concentrators cost around 25,000 pesos or more and can last for more than 20 hours, while the portable version costs 12,000 pesos and up. Meanwhile, retailers have advised the public not to stock oxygen tanks for a long time as it might affect quality.
Usually, sir, mga 6 months.
6 months.
Dapat mapalitan na ulit siya ng laman tsaka malinis. Kasi delikado po yun. Yung mga lumang tangke po na naka-stock, dapat po yun, sir, nililinis bago lagyan ulit ng laman.
Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres says that the country currently has 30 oxygen generating plants across different hospitals. She has assured the public that we have enough supplies for our regular oxygen needs. But with the threat of the Delta variant, the DOH says we could use more than 175,000 additional oxygen tanks.
When we look at our needs for oxygen, meron ho tayo nung sinasabi na regular needs nila. So ito pong regular needs, ito po yung daily consumption nila na inimbentaryo natin.
Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez echoes this, noting that the government has ordered 20,000 cylinder tanks abroad. The DTI is urging manufacturers to increase production in preparation for the possible further spread of the Delta variant. Lopez says that the government is even willing to give incentives to oxygen manufacturers. For News 5, Ryan Ang, We Are One News.
The Philippine Sports Commission says that the allowance of athletes who will compete in the Tokyo Paralympics has been increased. From $1,000, it's now $3,000 or over 150,000 pesos. 6 Paralympians will be heading to the Tokyo Paralympics at that, for the Games, with wheelchair racer Gerald Mangliwan as the flag bearer in the opening ceremonies. Team Philippines will leave for Tokyo on August 22, 2 days before the Paralympic begins on August 24. Now here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Malacanang has confirmed the President Duterte's approval of 3.6 billion pesos worth of additional budget for cash aid in NCR, Bataan, and Laguna. The Interior Department earlier said that 278 million will go to Metro Manila, 700 million will go to Bataan, and 2.7 billion will be given to Laguna. The country has surpassed the 12 million mark in the number of people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Malacanang said over 26.1 million Pinoys have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And the health department has included pregnant women in the A3 vaccine priority group, citing local experts. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said that COVID-19 inoculation is generally safe for the group, especially during the second or third trimester of pregnancy. And for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. You may also visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.